You don't need a new year to change your money. You need new habits. But the calendar flipping to January is a brutal accountability mirror that exposes every excuse you've been hiding behind. If you drag the same broken patterns across that line, you already know how the next 12 months will look, because you've watched the reruns. Same stress, same overdrafts, same "this year will be different" speech, same results. I'm Kyle, and this is not about stacking more clever tips on top of chaos. This is about the core money habits you must fix before January, so you stop reliving the same financial year with a different label. By the end of this, you'll know which behaviors are non-negotiable to change, why they're so expensive, and exactly what to do in the next few weeks to walk into January as a different operator, not the same person with fresher wishes and the same old systems working against you. Habit number 1 you must fix: not knowing your numbers. If I asked your total debt, your average monthly spending, your current savings, and how much you actually kept this year, could you answer without guessing or grabbing your phone in a panic? Most people can't. They are driving their financial life blindfolded, hoping the car stays on the road while ignoring the fuel gauge and warning lights. Before January, this ends. You sit down and build a simple snapshot. Total income this year, all debts with interest rates, current savings and investments, average monthly expenses by category, plus any recurring subscriptions. No filters, no rounding down, no "I think it's about." This becomes your financial reality report. When you see the actual picture, vague anxiety turns into specific targets. You stop saying, "I'm bad with money," like it's a personality trait, and start saying, "I'm carrying this exact problem, and here's where to attack first." Habit number 2, spending without a plan. Right now, your default might be, "I pay my bills and then just live." That is not a system. That is financial drift. Money comes in, your mood and impulses decide what happens next, and at the end of the month, you stare at your balance asking, "Where did it all go?" If you enter January still letting feelings, fatigue, and social pressure run the show, nothing changes, no matter how motivated you feel on January 1st. Before the year ends, you need a basic spending structure. It does not need to be sophisticated or pretty. Take your monthly income and assign it into clear buckets: essentials, debt payoff, short-term savings, long-term investing, and guilt-free fun. That's it. Every dollar gets a job before it arrives. The method is flexible, the habit is not. You decide on purpose at the start, not in the checkout line, when your willpower is at its weakest and marketing is at its strongest. Habit number 3, treating debt like background noise instead of an emergency. You might be managing your payments, never missing minimums, telling yourself it's under control because no one is calling and nothing is in collections. But if those balances aren't moving down in a meaningful way, you're not managing anything. You're renting your life from the bank. High-interest debt is not neutral. It is a slow, guaranteed drag on your future. Before January, you must change how you relate to it. You pick one priority debt, the one with the highest interest or the one that mentally exhausts you the most, and you declare war on it. You create a simple attack plan. Keep minimums on everything else. Funnel every extra dollar, every side income, every unexpected bit of cash into that one balance until it cracks. You stop seeing it as just another bill and start seeing it as a chain you are actively breaking link by link. Habit number 4, living with zero buffer. If every unexpected expense this year, car trouble, medical visit, broken phone, vet bill, went straight onto a card, that wasn't just bad luck, that was a missing habit. Without even a small emergency fund, life will keep turning inconveniences into crises. Before January, you need to build or at least start a basic safety net. Not perfection, not 6 months of expenses overnight. A starter buffer, maybe 300, maybe 500, maybe 1,000, maybe 1 month of bare bones costs depending on your reality. The point is to have something between you and panic. To build it, you temporarily tighten everything. cut small recurring leaks, pause low-priority spending, redirect any extra income, sell clutter that still has value, and stack it in a separate account you do not touch for anything routine. Walking into January with even a modest buffer changes how you sleep, how you handle surprises, and how confidently you can say no.
Quick pause. If you think our channel can help you, subscribe now before you forget.
Habit number 5. Ignoring your money until there's a fire. Right now, you might only truly look at your finances when something hurts: a declined transaction, an overdraft fee, a scary email, a call from a creditor. That pattern guarantees constant stress because you're always reacting late. Before January, you install a weekly money check-in as a non-negotiable ritual, like brushing your teeth for your bank account. 30 minutes, same day, and time each week. During that window, you review transactions, update your snapshot, check progress on debt and savings, and decide adjustments for the next 7 days. No shame spiral, no dramatics, just data and decisions. Put it on your calendar like any serious appointment. When January hits, you're not making resolutions in the dark or guessing what went wrong. You're simply continuing a process you already started, and problems meet you earlier when they're small and cheaper to fix. Habit number 6, letting lifestyle creep eat every raise and windfall. If your income went up this year but your stress feels identical, lifestyle inflation quietly stole the difference. You got nicer things, more subscriptions, better restaurants, but not more freedom. Before January, you set a new rule. Any increase in income or unexpected money is assigned before it hits your account. For example, you might decide 70% goes straight to priorities, debt, buffer, investing, and 30% can upgrade lifestyle, or 50 over 50. The exact ratio is flexible. The rule is not. You write it down and commit to it. The habit here isn't never enjoy your money. It's use raises to buy back your time and stability, not just slightly shinier problems. If you walk into January with a predefined script for how you'll treat bonuses, raises, and refunds, your financial trajectory shifts even if your base salary doesn't change at all. Habit number 7, consuming information instead of executing. You might be deep into money podcasts, YouTube channels, Instagram posts, and books. But if your actual habits look the same as they did a year ago, you've been using education as entertainment and calling it progress. That stops now. Before January, you adopt a simple rule. For every piece of money content you consume, you take one concrete action, no matter how small. Watch a video about budgeting? You create or update your own version that same day. Learn about emergency funds? You open the separate account and send something, even if it's the smallest possible amount. Hear about debt payoff strategies? You choose one and write your sequence of attack. The habit you're building is, I learn, then I do. When January comes, your brain already associates financial learning with immediate implementation instead of endless overthinking. Habit number 8 is emotional, using spending to manage feelings instead of numbers. You had a hard week, so you deserve a treat. You feel lonely, bored, or stressed, so you scroll and buy. For a few minutes, it works. Then the shame hits, and your future gets a little tighter. Before January, you must separate emotional regulation from financial decisions. Start by noticing your triggers. What emotions consistently lead you to spend? Instead of defaulting to the card, build a short list of non-financial coping mechanisms: calling a friend, walking, journaling, training, anything that doesn't involve checkout screens. It sounds small, but this habit is huge. It breaks the loop where every bad day becomes an expensive day. You don't have to stop enjoying life. You just stop using purchases as your main therapy. January should see you buying things you actually planned for, not band-aids for unprocessed emotions. Habit number 9, pretending next month is a strategy. You've probably told yourself, I'll start in February, after the holidays. After the move, after this project ends, after I feel ready. Months pass, years pass, nothing foundational changes. Before January, you need to prove to yourself that you can start while life is messy and inconvenient, because that's how life usually is. Pick one habit from this list and implement it now, not later. Maybe the weekly money review, maybe the starter emergency fund, maybe the debt attack. The act of beginning in the middle of chaos is more powerful than another perfect plan made in calm. When January arrives, you want to be someone who can say, "I'm already in motion," not someone once again waiting for the mythical perfect moment that never comes. Here's what ties all of this together: your identity. If you step into January still quietly believing, "I'm bad with money," "I'm just not organized," or "I always mess this up," your habits will snap back to match that self-image no matter how many apps you download. You must start seeing yourself as the kind of person who runs their finances like a pro, even if your current numbers are ugly. Before the year flips, write a short money identity statement that starts with, "I am the kind of person who," and finish it with behaviors: knows their numbers, plans before spending, reviews weekly, attacks debt, builds margin, and treats money as a tool, not a mystery. Read it daily and then act in alignment with it in small ways. You don't wait for your results to justify the identity. You adopt the identity so your results finally have permission to change. Here's your pre-January checklist. This week, create your financial reality report and schedule your weekly money check-in on a real calendar. Not just in your head. Over the next 2 to 3 weeks, start your emergency buffer, choose one priority debt to attack, and build a simple spending plan where every dollar has a role. Decide your rule for raises and windfalls, and write your money identity statement somewhere you'll see every morning. Then, when January 1st hits, you don't sit down to make dreamy resolutions. You continue a process you already started under pressure. Tell yourself clearly, "These are the money habits I refuse to carry unchanged into the new year," and then prove it with uncomfortable, visible action today, not promises tomorrow. The calendar will move with or without you. Make sure your habits, your standards, and your identity move with it.
If you stayed until the end, you're clearly serious about improving your finances. Subscribe and help us reach 100K. And before you go, watch this next video. It could be exactly what you need for your financial journey.